Go ahead, Tiffany.
I think we were further ahead into the cave or at like the neck of the cave before seeing what we're seeing on this battle map right now.
Right. So you guys had stayed purposely back a little bit, and let Kitty explore ahead. She came onto the battle map here and she encountered a Drider. She hid from it. She then proceeded to reconnoiter, so to speak. And you had the sense that, she was like, she said to you, climbing. She said sneaking. She said guard. So there's a guard, and she probably later said hobgoblin. And then she said bell. And then she said cave above, behind, bell. And then once she it started to get more and more difficult to get those one word descriptions from her as she went further and further into the cave system. And then you had this sense of wonder from Kitty, like, oh wow, it wasn't really a word so much as it was a feeling, Manon, that you felt in awe of what she was seeing. And then kind of like this surge of greed, and then suddenly a surge of terror, followed by panic, followed by silence. So you felt the connection cut off. In the meantime, this has been about 10 minutes of you guys just standing by silently waiting. Manon, your mace of disruption is under your cloak, kind of. You're just basically sitting in pitch black, and Thrax is becoming more and more fidgety. And then he sidled up next to you and he's like, Manon, is she okay? Maybe I should wear the bracelet after all.
No, it's okay, Thrax. I got it. I just want to say, as things were going on, I was explaining it to the group.
Okay.
As she was sending words, so they all know all that.
So now, including the part where she felt fear and disappeared?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me have Thrax make I feel like it's appropriate for him to make a wisdom saving throw.
We're gonna have a very panicked barbarian on our hands.
Yeah. He just starts going. But he is gonna sneak. He is a rogue after all, so he is
Okay.
not well.
Not
Battle axe out. Thrax takes a point and has moved onto the map. The rest of you sort of hanging. I'm just going to put you guys right back here as Thrax has snuck forward around the corner. And it's clear that his intention is to mount a rescue mission.
Doesn't he also get a +10?
Oh yeah, so he would have a 21. So yes, because as a matter of fact, thank you so much, Tiffany. Kitty is disguised as a human. Everyone's got antitoxin on board, and everyone's got rogue powder on board. So for 55 minutes. So okay, Thrax sort of starts the ball rolling, and he starts to creep down the hallway. Into the big chamber.
Well, he starts to go creeping down the hallway. Given what we know, I am going to, take a look at what I have. I'm going to let him know to be very careful. Remind him that there is guards here, so we need to stick close to the wall. I would recommend the party to not take the bridge, but I think what I'll do is fly up high, about, I want to say a good 60 feet, to be within range of maybe that ceiling, maybe quite not, in that darkness of the ceiling, to fly over everything.
Okay.
Out of the line of sight from the hobgoblin, but going that route.
All right, so you kind of have a general idea of the direction Kitty went, which is to the north on the map. And you do know there is a guard somewhere up there. Even though you can kind of see it on the edge of your vision, you don't have that good of an idea of where it is. Okay. Yes. So are you taking the dash action, or are you just flying up 30 feet, or what are you doing? Like, because you've
I'm
got
gonna
potentially
use-
60 feet of movement you can use.
I'm definitely going to use my dash and all of my movement just to secure like flying up high.
Okay, so you can go from essentially, let's say 10 feet of your movement gets you onto this map from the tunnel, and then you take flight. So I'm going to say, do you want to just go up 50 feet from where you are?
Yes.
Okay. What is your passive perception?
My passive perception. It is a passive wisdom perception 13.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check with disadvantage because we don't have a light source. So.
Okay, perception check with disadvantage.
Ooh, it was going to be awesome. Yeah, you just can't see anything. You are now, but I'm going to put a 50-foot marker on you. So that's this orange arrow. I don't know if you can see that next to your dice. You have flown above these columns. These columns are only maybe 15 feet high. So you are now looking down on those columns, and you can essentially see into the chamber itself. You see this ancient structure that was probably part of an ancient lost city, right? That you have no information about it. It's this, in its own way, it's beautiful, despite the fact that it is obviously decrepit and dysfunctional at this point.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, that's essentially all you see. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so you're 50 feet up, right above those columns. Also make a stealth check.
Stealth check. At how silently I flapped up that way.
Yeah, because you might have made a little fluttering.
And that's with normal. Or no, with advantage.
I would say with normal, because you've got advantage from the darkness, but you've got disadvantage because you dashed.
Gotcha.
So we'll call it even. So a 29. Yeah, nothing in the chamber seems to have. What am I looking at?
No, matching pants.
We planned it.
You gotta move your microphone more to your.
There we go. Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
Now you're twinning. Thank you. Happy to be here.
We just got started.
All right, cool.
So you are in the other location,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to take a few turns of these guys to see where they end up and get back to you. But
cool.
As of right now, Hoots, you've flown up 50 feet. You're hovering aboard. That is essentially your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Manon.
Yeah, I can't really see anything. So I think I'm just gonna try and like grab up Baobar and make sure he's not gonna run off, since everybody who can see him has left me.
Okay. Yeah, so you pick up Baobar, so you've got him in one hand, like under your shield, right? So you've kind of put the mace away,
yeah.
or
yeah, because I don't want the light.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on, so I don't want the light out.
So the mace is put away, so the light has extinguished. So just imagine yourself in a pitch black chamber, and I imagine you would have like Baobar kind of on your shoulder and on your shield, and then you put your hand on the wall and you're just sort of feeling along. So you're going to have stealth with disadvantage, but you basically can move your 30 feet into the space.
Okay. So disadvantage. Stealth. Which isn't my strong suit anyway. Oh,
that's really good. So 26. So
not
despite
your
not being able to see, and despite the challenges you have entered, I'm going to just grab you and Baobar both. You've come basically right behind Thrax. Thrax, having sort of bolted, he is going to. Oh wow! Keep going. So you kind of maybe sense him in front of you for just a second, and then he has disappeared around the corner. And Baobar is going to. One second, let me do something here real quick with Baobar.
Not to chime in too much, but are they still with rogue's powder or no?
Yes. So yeah, Thrax's stealth was a 37. So okay.
Yeah, now it's Manon as the anti-dragonborn looking after baby B.
So
Beobar, we left the baby with Cleric.
So Beobar kind of scrambles out of, like, you had him under your shield, and he kind of scrambles onto your shoulder and across your shield, and then you get the sense that he's right in front of you, and he's like, you can hear his like breathing and his breath, and then suddenly in the darkness you see his eyes, like a pale green glow, and then his little face, and he's holding you by the cheeks, and he's looking at you, and he's like breathing on you, and his like soft little baby's breath is like filling your lungs, and then suddenly you can see with dark vision out to a range of 40 feet. So just like your token can see, you can suddenly see that much.
Okay, cool. Thanks, baby B.
All right. Hoots, as you have flown up to 50 feet, your line of sight is naturally drawn up because you asked about the roof. Mm-hmm. And there is nothing within the 120 feet of dark vision you have that resembles a ceiling.
Okay.
So it appears to just be that you're in at least another... So 50 feet up plus 120 feet of dark vision, no roof, no ceiling. So it's at least 170 feet higher or higher than that.
Okay.
So you see nothing. It's just blackness.
Good.
All right. So what do you do, Hoots?
I'm already at 50 feet. I'm going to use my...
Oh, and I wanted to say something real quick, Tiffany.
Yeah.
For your flight, if you want to hover in one place, we're going to call that a bonus action.
Okay.
So if you want to move, that's fine. But if you want to stay in the same place, you have to use your bonus action to hover. Does that seem fair?
That is perfectly fair.
Okay, cool.
Pretty much the role I want to play here is just reconnaissance. I'm going to use my movement to keep up within this dark-esque, like higher above where normal line of vision would be for like the quote-unquote guards. But yeah, like hover and like watch my teammates as they progress.
Okay, so can you put your helmet in the chat?
Yes, absolutely.
Your guardian helm. So you're going to use your bonus action to hover, staying at 50 feet. You're immune to the blinded condition, which is cool. You gain the ability to breathe water. You gain proficiency. Okay, here it is. You have advantage on rolls that use vision if you take no other actions on your turn. So you're not using your action. You're using a bonus action to hover. So if you want to do a perception check, you can do so without disadvantage. You already have disadvantage because no light sources. Okay. So go ahead, no disadvantage perception check.
There's so many tabs now. Where did they all go? Here we go.
I know, right?
So with advantage? Or
with
just
no disadvantage.
With no disadvantage.
You've canceled out your disadvantage by staying still for a turn and looking around the chamber.
So perception normal.
Okay. Pitch blackness. And if there's a guard to the north, he's behind a column or something. But you don't even see Thrax. You have no idea where Thrax is, because he's sneaking deliberately with his rogue's powder. So you don't even know where he went. Okay, Manon. Sorry.
Well, we're just gonna.
No, that'd be it.
Okay, Manon. Let's keep this going.
Yeah.
So can I use the dash action too on this and just keep moving like faster?
Yeah, you'll have disadvantage. Actually, you cannot sneak if you're dashing. So
okay. So then we'll just keep moving slowly but surely.
Okay, so move your full 30 feet.
Yeah.
So that's basically right to there.
Cool. Me and little baby B.
Yep. So he's now riding on your back.
Okay.
And roll an insight check.
Insight. Oh.
We'll take the one on the left. You get the sense that Beobar instinctively knows something. He's not being problematic at the moment.
Okay.
So you get the sense that he maybe knows that it's serious.
Okay, cool.
You might be worried about Kitty even.
Oh.
Okay.
That perception, damn.
Okay, so Beobar, Manon, he's kind of holding on to you, and then he looks up and he's...
Oh, no.
What was your stealth, Hoots? Let's go back and see if we can find your stealth. 29. He's not quite sure where you are. But he starts to... like that. And he's scratching at your neck, Manon, and just making this weird little growling noise and looking straight up.
No.
Oh, I think I'm gonna go, Jutes! But like softly.
Okay.
Do I hear that?
Roll a perception
I hope so.
check with disadvantage. Manon, actually, let's have you do this, Manon. Let's do a
Can I just do
roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you want to cast a spell.
Yeah, probably better. I'll just cast a
first level spell.
sending.
Put it in the chat. I don't know if there's a verbal component.
It's a third level spell?
No, first level spell, I think, isn't it?
Sending is third.
Oh shit, it's a powerful spell.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to make a bit of a noise, but it lasts for a full round. So, what do you say to Hoots?
Hey, come down here. Please. Now.
Okay, that's within the number of words. Hoots, you receive that message. Thrax. Sorry, guys. Okay, Thrax moves 35 feet stealthily. 28. All right. Yeah, it's possible that our...
I believe I have made an error. Hold on 1 second.
Did you mess up your computer?
I didn't mess up my computer. I just navigate now. I tried to blend and it's not working, but I can do this. I can work with this. What I'll do is that I'll use my movement to glide closer.
Yeah, let's wait till it's your turn, though. So, yeah.
Oops.
No problem. Hang on a sec. So this guy is actively looking. Nope. So Thrax is moving through the space pretty quietly. Beobar hugs you the back of your neck, Manon.
Okay.
Like, thank you.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Hoots, now it's your turn.
All right. I will glide down. Or no, I will just keep the same level. I'm still 50 feet, but I'm just going to use my movement to traverse the 30 to go over next to this.
Perfect. Okay, so you're just, 10 to 15 feet above the top of that rounded column. And go ahead and make a straight up perception check as you fly that space.
Okay, perception check. So, this is the part where I had discombobulated everything. Here we go.
Oh.
Ah! Why?
Whatever Beobar's worried about is a mystery to you. Manon.
Let's just keep moving.
Okay. I'm going to move Beobar, and then you can kind of...
Okay, cool.
There's your 30 feet right there. So you're just right ahead of him. And have a stealth roll for you.
With disadvantage?
Yes. Actually, no, because you're
Oop.
no, yeah, with disadvantage because you're moving at half speed. So that's a 16. So let me just see if Hobby Goblin-y guy has any idea. Nope.
Now who's getting the names of the characters wrong?
Hobblygobbliny. I love it though. Hobbly gobbly.
Hobbly gobbly goo. Okay.
Now that. Whew.
The bad thing is that you don't know where Thrax is exactly. As he's hauling ass ahead of you. Okay. Beobar is kind of just gonna look around, I think, and see what he notices. Come on, little buddy. Do your thing. Nope. It's a very dark chamber.
Good. Good.
Okay. Hoots.
I am going to use my action to dash with my movement to try and catch up. Still maintaining 50, but then use my bonus to hover.
Okay, so yeah, so you don't have to use your bonus action to hover if you've moved on your turn.
Oh, if I moved. Okay.
If you moved. Yeah, it's only if you stay still. All right, so let's have a disadvantaged perception check as you're flying at 50 feet.
Disadvantage perception.
Okay, nope. And
Nope.
so you basically hover directly above Manon. You have an idea where her and Beobar are because of the sending spell that she just had. So you're like, with the rogue's powder makes it really hard. They look like they match the stones perfectly. They're not quite invisible, but pretty close. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Me or Tiffany?
Tiffany.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Tiffany, as you fly that way, maintaining altitude, please roll a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity save. Gotcha. Just regular dexterity save.
Okay. So you're flying along and something drags across your shoulder like a sticky bit of rope.
Oh, web, no.
It just rips a couple of loose feathers out, and you look over your shoulder and you see the feathers kind of dangling there as you yank your body away, and it kind of jangles like so. Okay. But you are not trapped in a web. Manon.
That's gonna call upon certain creatures that sense the vibrations. No.
Manon.
Right. Let's just keep going forward.
Okay. I got Beobar. Give you the 30 feet. There you go.
Okay. And a stealth again?
Let's just, so we don't have to keep doing that every round, let's just say that you guys are, we're just going to call you a 20 until something else happens.
Yeah, you're like, there's not going to be much longer of you guys getting away with this, so.
Yeah. Okay, so Thrax is moving along pretty good. But now he's directly in the line of sight of the Hobgoblin. So the Hobgoblin has essentially seen movement, even though he can't quite make out what it is, and is going to roll initiative just to get into the order. Okay. And Beobar will skip his turn. That takes us to Hoots. Okay, Hoots.
I don't see the Hobgoblin. I want to...
You've got bigger problems right now.
Yeah, I got bigger problems. I am going to descend lower to 30 feet to try and avoid some more of the sticky webbing, and to move in position above Manon and Beobar, if that's...
Yeah, I think you can descend at an angle, and we'll just say that you're essentially right next to them. So I'll just move you right to here.
Okay.
But you feel like you've lowered far enough that the webs aren't a problem over here as much, but keep in mind the staircase is going up. So if the webs maintain that same distance, you'll be going
Right back into it again.
Right back into it. So be aware of that. But as soon as you drop altitude, momentarily you're free from the web problem.
Sweet.
Okay. Hobgoblin sees something. He's going to just make one more check. Okay. And he hides himself. Okay. Mana. Same
All right,
thing.
let's keep going forward. Yep.
At this stage, Thrax has seen the bell, and he is kind of under the bell and looking up for the the entranceway that Kitty described to you, Manon. Okay, Hoots.
I'm going to go ahead and make a descend to land right behind Manon and Beobar.
Okay. So you are on your feet. You can make one more perception check to see if you can see the webs.
Yes. With normal?
Yeah, let's say normal in this location. Yeah, you still can't see them. They're however far down they come, you're not 100% sure. You think with light, you'd be able to have a much better chance if you had a light source, but obviously, under the circumstances. So, Manon, I want to be clear that like Beobar is he's kept his paws on your face the whole time, even when he climbed around behind you. And that's what's giving you dark vision. So he kind of can't do anything else. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
That's kind of what I figured is if I put him down, I would lose it. So
and he's kind of like urging you to run.
Okay, so is it my turn? So can we run?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to dash?
Yeah.
All right. So all pretense of stealth gone. You basically crash into the back of Thrax, who's standing underneath the bell and looking straight up. And you see, as I described to Kitty, like 30 feet up, there's an arched dome. And right on the other side of the bell, there's a perfectly circular hole. Hoots, you can, essentially you can join too. Nothing else really happens as long as you stay below the webs.
Yes.
Okay, so do you see where Kitty's token is on the map?
Uh-huh.
So essentially, if you look at that, if you imagine that where her token is, right behind the bell that's hanging down on this old chain, and the bell itself is brass. It's covered with, it's kind of got that green color to it, but it still appears to be functional. But it's like 30 feet up in the air. What would you guys like to do?
I communicate to Manon and Thrax saying, hold up. Like, we got to hear from Kitty saying something of grandeur and wow to then fright. We must not rush in here haphazardly. Keep on your guard. Thrax, I think you should go first. Manon, then by me.
So I don't know. I don't think Thrax would not go first, but I don't know that it's a good idea to just have him go storming in without one of us to catch him either.
So Thrax, Oots, how?
Thrax hoots.
Hoots. He looked at you and he's like, how?
How?
How do I get up there?
To that, there's no climbing.
Yeah, so you'd need like pitons and spikes and
we have flying potions.
Oh.
Give it to me, Manon. Give me the potion. I'll carry y'all up there.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Here you go.
Mark off a flying potion, please. Okay. So Thrax drinks the flying potion.
Okay. That's fine.
But Thrax flies up, and he's gotten to where he's pretty good at it. and he snakes a rope back down to you, Manon, and then just sort of hand over hand drags you up, you and Beovar up into the hole. Imagine this tunnel is like 6 feet in diameter, and it curves perfectly in a 90-degree arc like a plumbing pipe, except it's carved from solid stone, and the walls of this perfectly circular tunnel are glassy smooth. And
okay.
now the three of you are in the tunnel and following where Kitty went. It actually didn't take that long. So basically, we're going to do 5 rounds of you guys on your way to Kitty, and we just need to change maps, and it goes back to Kitty's turn.
But directly behind Kitty, like on our left, is where she came in from.
Correct. So I'm going to put you guys here on the map, even though you're coming down the tunnel that leads to this doorway right here. See that?
Yes.
There we go. Nova is like stressed out.
Yeah, she is. She's like, it looks like a big ball I can chase.
Yeah. Okay, so we need to add. What are we going to call you guys? The cavalry.
Oh yeah.
Right. -1. Add. Okay. So the cavalry is on
Okay.
the initiative order. Kitty, can you please roll initiative?
You got it.
So Hoots, Manon, Frax, and Beobar will not get to participate until 5 rounds have elapsed. Just so we're clear. Okay?
Why do I need a cavalry?
That's us.
Or
You
not.
need us.
We just turn right around.
No, it's okay. I mean, you guys should spectate. Be here. Don't leave
Okay.
me.
So I found a better beholder.
A better one.
Oh.
Gosh, yeah, that is. Yeah, that's
Okay.
better. Ish.
So-
Yeah. Oh God.
Kitty, as you entered this area and you more or less came into this beautiful chamber, which is just almost beyond description in how different it is from where you just came from. Like, you have no idea where all this stuff came from. But you sense that, like, maybe this was an ancient city that's been abandoned, and this is, like, as far as the decor goes, maybe some of the best stuff has been recovered and all brought into one place, right? As far as the magical items that are on the tables, sort of spread out in front of you, there's just a whole plethora of different items and things. That's, who's to say? So that's like all these, you see all these tables and stuff,
Yeah.
and you notice Hoots' wand is right there. Okay, but more to the point and more pressing, directly across from you, this beholder, which is 8-9 feet in diameter. It's essentially a large eyeball hovering across the, coming down from the vault door to the east. It floats out 2 dark gnomes. These are like gnomes that are from the Underdark. They're called Sniver Neblin, and they are following him with wands, and they're literally cleaning up his drool off of the carpet. Right. The green parts of the floor are like a tile, a jade tile. The red parts are a carpet.
Okay,
And
that's
as he
what I thought.
floats, as he floats toward you, you notice that 2 of his eye stalks are wearing a pair of goggles, like a magical pair of goggles that he's focused on you with. But as he sees you, and this was more or less from his surprise round, I have reskinned this. So it used to be Otto's Irresistible Dance.
Mhm.
So choose one creature that you can see within range. The target begins a comic dance,
Oh, yes.
shuffling, tapping its feet, and capering for the duration. Creatures that can't be charmed are immune to the spell, so that's not you. A dancing creature must use all of its movement to dance without leaving its space and has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws and attack rolls. While the target is affected by the spell, other creatures have advantage of attack rolls against it. As an action, a dancing creature makes a wisdom saving throw to regain control of itself. On a successful save, the spell ends. So as the creature came into the space, it like cast this spell on you, and in our case, it's 10 dots, laser dots, which Kitty immediately felt terror and then starts trying to get the laser dots. So you're bouncing from one dot to another, completely screwing yourself up.
Yeah.
What I would like you to do, though, is to roll a performance check.
Okay. Come on, performance.
Oh, not
Yes.
bad. Okay.
Okay.
Woo!
What does Myopic Mortimer think of that? I'm just going to have him roll a straight up.
He's impressed with my dot collecting skills.
Maybe.
He's like, oh, okay.
Okay. Myopic Mortimer, looking angry at first, and as the dots, he sees you capering, trying to jump on each dot. You hear, at first, a low volume rising to a rumble. oh, that's funny. And you think you may have bought yourself some time. Okay. It is now, in any case, he does not attack you, nor do any of his henchmen. At this stage, Kitty, it's your turn, so you may now try to roll a wisdom saving throw. Let me just make sure we understand what his DC is. Okay. You want to know the DC?
Yeah.
You got to beat a 16.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. All right, you got this, guys. And a 1, and a 2, and a roll it.
You have faced the test of your ultimate fear of bouncing red laser dots and have failed miserably.
It's so on brand.
As he's coming in closer, each one of his eye stalks putting a laser dot on the ground, you can't decide which one to pick, and you do a backflip in place, like trying like all four legs, trying to get one dot. Even your tail's trying to stab at a dot, and roll another performance check with advantage.
Okay.
That's great.
He's laughing even harder now. Okay, Hoots, you're not here yet. Mortimer he's about 50 feet up at this stage, so we are going to do this real quick.
Having all sorts of giggles. This is
Yeah,
promising. This is
he's laughing his
time.
ass off, really seemingly enjoying the situation. And so, Kitty, I'm going to put the arrow on him that indicates that he's 50 feet up. Okay. And let's see, he can fly 20 feet, so he's not overly anxious to move forward, but he does, in fact, hover forward a little bit closer to get a better look at you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here he comes, hovering along, and not being super aggressive at the moment. One of his eye stalks ceases to show its laser thing, and then you notice that the two eye stalks that have the goggles on them, they flash and it glow, and then as you're dancing around, you barely notice, but your quiver, the battle axe, your magic items, they start to glow as if he's like seeing what kind of magic items you have. And then his big eye, it blinks, and this like dark murkiness comes across the big eye, and in 150-foot cone from where he is.
150 foot, it's the whole room.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
Yeah, it's like she's not surprised.
basically, all of the magic in that space is no longer magic. So, anti-magic cone. The beholder's central eye creates an area of anti-magic. As in an anti-magic field spell in a 150-foot cone, at the start of each of its turns, the beholder decides which way the cone faces and whether the cone is active. The area works against its own eyes. So, consequently, he has turned off the laser dots, and you're no longer dancing and capering around. But he is looking at you, kind of curious. Okay, you don't notice the henchmen showing up to the north and the south as you are your rogue's powder gone, antitoxin gone, all that stuff. None of your magic items are working as you're in the cone. What would you do?
After the dots go away and I kind of regain my sense of self, realizing kind of I blacked out there for a moment, I look up and I see, the twinkling items on the tables. My eyes get really big and round, and then I hone in immediately to the wand that's closest to me, and I'm kind of filled with this like excitement but fear still. And I notice, of course, Mortimer hovering around in the back end of the room, and an expression of disgust gets my face, but I immediately regain myself to make sure Mortimer doesn't see that.
Okay.
And I walk probably about, just not enough to alarm him, but about 5 feet forward. So I'd say maybe top of the stairs here.
All right.
And I call out to Mortimer and say, Mr. Mortimer, I'm here to see you. Can we have a discussion?
Roll a persuasion.
I thought you were going to call him a ball sack.
There's still time. There's still time.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so he is already sort of put on his... he's got a positive view of you because you have entertained him so far. So he chuckles. Yes, I see you have returned the battle axe. What makes Boots think I want it back? I like my wand.
That's exactly why I'm here and not Boots. So given that you are a fan of dealing with Tabaxi, I thought maybe you could strike up a deal. The battle axe is yours, of course. I think it was rightfully meant to stay in this gorgeous home of yours with all of your belongings. But I have something else to offer in replace of this measly, dingy wand.
What?
Have you ever seen or heard of the Wailing Banshee?
Roll a persuasion check.
Well done. I know.
Okay, 17 for me.
If
Or
that's
no,
not
wait,
high
what did
enough.
I roll? No, I rolled an 11. Okay. I saw your roll, not mine.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here.
God, I'm so nervous.
He's gonna try to...
You played that so well. This is
Yeah, you did.
Okay. He cannot help but display the interest on his face. All of his eyes narrow, all 11. So he's got 10 eye stalks all the way around him, plus the big eye, and they all narrow. And you notice the two eyes with the goggles. So imagine you've got like these two eye stalks with blinking eyes on them, and they're wearing a pair of goggles. So they have to like have enough tension to keep themselves like so that they can see. And the eyeballs are magnified through the glass of the goggles. And so they kind of spring forward, and he floats in maybe another, let me do this here. Maybe he comes forward like another 15 feet or so, kind of staring at you and blinking. And then you feel the magic from his central eye and that blackened kind of a focus that he had begin to dissipate, and your magic items pop back into capacity one thing at a time. And I have never heard of such a thing. Let me see it.
Of course, I would love for you to be able to inspect the goods before we make the deal. Let us meet closer to this table that is in between us.
Okay, roll a persuasion check with disadvantage on that one. Ooh, okay.
Oh!
Yes!
No way!
Holder rolling a 1. Yes.
Okay. Kitty, not her best moment, kind of being a little bit too forward and maybe a bit too greedy, but the beholder's greed knows no limits, and it is interested in this banshee jar. And it blinks greedily. Come forward. And he floats forward another 10 feet. So he's still 50 feet above you. He's going to come forward his whole 20 feet. He's still 50 feet above you, and you feel like... Actually make a wisdom saving throw. Just for the amount of potential fear you feel.
Oh, we did it with disadvantage.
Well, that's fine. We'll take the one on the left. It's exactly what you needed. Have you ever been in one of those high stress situations where your hands are shaking?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what
Panic
Kitty's
attacking.
doing right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Palms are sweaty.
So think about what you're about to do. What do you do first as you walk up to the table? When his eyes are kind of taking all of you in, all of your items.
Kitty knows that the best way not only to be sleuthy and stealthy, but also in her persuasion tactics, she needs to distract him as much as possible. And if his focus is on this banshee, I want to put the banshee on the table right here on the other end.
So sort of to the
wand
right,
is.
like all the way or part of the way, or
all of the way at the end, because I want to separate these two items as much as possible.
Okay. And correct me if I'm wrong, you haven't indicated what you want yet.
No, I told him what I'm looking for. I've mentioned that the dingy wand is but I haven't told him that's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
And is it possible for me to, without him noticing, like, can I have my dagger is still on me, or was that also taken because it was a magical item?
Nothing was taken. You just felt the
Okay.
magic didn't work anymore.
Didn't work anymore. Okay.
So,
okay. So yeah.
It's all still there and it's all come back. But while he was focused on it, he could just cancel your magic.
Got it. I just want to make sure my dagger is like close to me.
It's in your hand, yeah.
Okay.
You've obviously got your weapons
without threatening him.
sort of slung, and he has he's really interested in what you're saying. So I'm gonna say that will constitute another round. As we get to this point, you set the jar on the table and kind of slide it away from the... So this is another persuasion check.
Okay.
Straight up this time. Wow.
Oh.
Okay, at this distance, you can kind of see him, and he looks at the way you've slid it to the right, and then he looks at you, and kind of suspicion creases across his face. And he's like, ugh, got close to me. Put your weapons down.
Fair. Could not agree more. I'll put them down. I see that you are obviously not needing any weapons.
On the table.
They're all on the table. And as Kitty slowly starts to take out, it's a little past 3 minutes now as she's still continuously adding more weapons to the table on top of the pile.
All the daggers, all of the stuff.
Scratches behind her ear, pulls something out from there.
So really, really trying to... Okay, so it's at some point he's like, hurry up.
All right, I think that's it.
So what all is on the table now? Your short bow.
My short bow, my dagger, my short sword, and I've even retracted my claws.
And the banshee.
And the banshee is on the table.
Okay, he's gonna roll a perception check really quick here. Oh wait, wrong. Duh. Come on, Ken. Perception here.
No.
Okay.
No.
Quiver. Let me see it.
I pick up the quiver, and with both hands, I lean it towards his tentacles.
Okay, so he maybe has come down another 10 feet now, so he's only 40 feet up instead of 50 feet up. And he's sort of hovering around, and he's looking at the banshee, and he's looking at all your things. Just you sense the greed from this creature, as if it knows no bounds. Really quick here, let me just...
Well, I think Mr. Mortimer and I have quite a few things in common, more than we think.
At this stage, you have clearly noticed his kind of guards as they come down the stairs, keeping an eye on you guys. And really quickly, sorry, I have to do something. Oops. Okay. You notice a guy coming down the stairs right here, moving quickly, and he stops at the, so mind you, these are like ropes, like lines at Disneyland. Right. Mm-hmm. So they're like meant to keep you or to direct people, almost as if this is a place he wants people to come see, but he's never had anybody come here. He's too greedy and selfish. So this hobgoblin captain comes to the edge. Intruders on their way, sir.
We're gonna roll initiative again.
Yeah, go ahead. You only got a 4. I think you're all right. Okay. Yeah. So he says, "What is the meaning of this?"
I look at him cross-eyed and I say, what is the meaning of this? Is this how you do all of your deals?
I call that an intimidation.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, ye of little faith. Let's see how it goes. We'll see.
Okay. Not good, but it could have been much, much worse. Yeah. So he's like, "Don't mix words with me, Tabaxi. I know you're here to steal things." And he is going to hit you with Charm Ray. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Charm Ray.
Okay, one of his eye beams sort of focuses on you, and for a moment, there's a blink, and you feel as if you feel that like wave of charm, like as if someone's casting a spell on you, but you just sort of somehow are able to throw it off. What would you do?
I feel like I sense that something was trying to charm me.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I know it's thrown off, I want to pretend as if I have been charmed to see if I can't gain sway over him or make him believe that I'm less, of a threat than I actually am.
Okay. So he says, "Who's coming? More friends of Boots?"
I have no idea who you're talking about. I'm a Tabaxi, same as Boots, and we don't run in packs. I'm a solo.
You keep saying that, but I don't know if I believe you. Wait a minute. How can that be? Because when you came in, you were under a disguised self spell, but when he anti-magic fielded you, that would have dispelled the spell, so you look like a Tabaxi again.
Yeah.
So, roll a deception check to see if he believes you're still charmed. He laughs. What is it that you want? Truth now.
In truth, I did come here to see you for a reason, and that wand is exactly what I'm after. I am willing to trade you the Banshee for the wand and also safe exit from the Underdark. I would like anything that may give me a 50-foot radius of either invisibility or guarantee safe passage out of here so that I know that you can be true to this deal.
Afraid of the Driders, are you?
The Driders are afraid of me, but at the same time, I don't want to. I want to save them and spare them.
Let's see here, real quick. Roll a persuasion with advantage. I love that.
That's great.
Nice.
Boots has charming friends. Stupid, but charming. He kind of, He looks beyond you into the doorway that leads to the tunnel that you came from, and he kind of squints. So, it's the webs that are the problem. The webs. And one of his eye stalks points over to one of these tables here, and a vial lifts up in the air. Doesn't come any closer to you, but lifts up in the air, and he shakes it. And you notice there's about 10 vials of the same. Oil of slipperiness. Webs can't grab you, and he sets it back down. And then he uses that same eye stalk to point at the wand, and he lifts it up, and it kind of arcs and sparks. And then he sets it back down. I like my new wand. Driders kill many, leave their items. Leave your things, all of your things, and get out. Take your friends. Leave with your life. But take the wand.
I do a little curtsy bow in acceptance of this deal, and I take the offer without hesitation.
Okay, so you're leaving your dagger, your short bow, your arrows, the quiver, everything. Okay.
All of it. Is he giving me the vial?
At that stage, Thrax, you hear, Key! And he hovers the wand toward you. What do you do? Like, the wand is kind of arcing and sparking. His eye stalk is coming toward you.
I snag the wand immediately with the swiftness of,
Okay,
200-mile car. Yeah.
make a Constitution saving throw. Yeah.
You can't grab my wand. Nobody can wield the wand without harm.
Yeah, Kitty.
For real?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I was supposed to be its sole wielder.
All right, we've done this before, guys. I can do this again. I'm the punching bag of the group. I get it. We'll just do it.
I'll take the one on the left. Yeah. All right.
Oh shoot! Sorry.
You take 10 points of lightning damage and drop the wand. And at that stage, the cavalry has arrived. And Kitty, you look back as Thrax completes a dash coming into the room, and you see your heart breaks a little bit as you see his face just in sheer panic, quivering between rage and terror, and his lower lip is quivering. And he comes staggering into the thing, his axe out, and you can see him just be like, what am I looking at here? And he kind of has a moment where he's not going to do anything because he's just in absolute awe of the space. Kitty, it's your turn. You've dropped the wand on the ground, and the beholder is laughing again.
Because I can't pick it up at all. Like, I can't even take the damage and keep it with me.
You'd have to succeed on the saving throw and keep taking the damage to hold it. But he can use telekinesis with one of his eye stalks, so he's not touching it when he moves it around.
That's how he got around
kind
it.
of tricked you.
But we have hoots coming.
I'm going with the saving throw. Let me try to pick it up again.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw?
Yes. That'll do. Okay. You take half damage this time. So we're going to roll 2d6. 8. So you take 4 points of lightning damage. And that was your interaction to pick it up. So you still have your bonus action, your action, and your movement.
I'm dashing straight over to Thrax in the group. Like, I'm using my full action for that. And as I look to Thrax, as I looked at Thrax, I said, "Gotta go."
Actually, I'm gonna say you were right here, so I'm gonna say you went. Hang on.
Yeah.
Boom.
Sorry, do the
up the stairs. You can do 90 feet, right? You can do bonus action dash. Your movement is 30 feet, and then you have your feline agility, which is another 30 feet, right? Yeah. So you make it pretty much all the way to Thrax with the beholder laughing in the background.
And I look at Thrax and I say, "We gotta go."
Okay. Roll a persuasion. Okay. Thrax. Okay, I'm gonna make this an intelligence saving throw for Thrax. Okay. He sees the look of fear and consternation in your eyes, and he's like, okay, and he's not going to give you any trouble. At that stage, Hoots, you come bursting out. I can imagine you more or less gliding like 5 feet off the ground, and you've come to the end of your movement and sort of flutter over the top of Thrax's head.
I told you not to rush in blindly. I'm like, obvious now, like, oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Okay, so what do? You still got your action, I guess, basically.
I still got my action.
Yeah.
Okay, I am gonna go. I'm gonna immediately see that the sparking that's happening
Kitty's
over
like,
as she's in agony, and I go, oh good grief! I flutter over and I'm like, give it here.
Okay, so you can use your action to dash over to Kitty, and then on her turn, as she makes her saving throw, she's just going to end up flinging it to you. Okay.
Yes. And that'll be it.
Okay, so that's Hoots' turn.
But bonus
Manon.
action to still hover.
Yeah. Okay, Manon, you sort of come boosh bursting in, no longer needing. I'm just going to put Baelbar off to the side because he's sort of on your shoulders still. He's still got his hands on your head, but you don't really need the dark vision because this place is beautifully lit. And it's too much to take in all at once. Like, just the colors and the glamour of it, the jade, the ivory, the gold, the silver, and just chaos and this beholder and Kitty and Thrax, and you're just like, I imagine, like, what would Manon do?
I think I would come in and, be like taking in this, elegant room, and then seeing kind of like the little shit show that's going on with Kitty and Hoots, and Thrax is all upset. And I think I would just kind of like, I don't know, just kind of be like, okay.
Monday morning in the office.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, okay.
All right.
I love that.
So Thrax moves forward and kind of like, he's going to move up to here and take up a defensive position. And Kitty, he's just like motioning you to get behind him, right? Mm-hmm. He has no idea about beholders or like what you've just experienced. So you roll an insight check. Thrax thinks he's going to protect you from this thing.
Fair enough. Oh,
he doesn't know. Okay. Yeah. Baelbar continues to hold the sides of your head, but as he looks up into the area, you just sort of feel him bury his face into the back of your neck. Like he doesn't want to see. Okay. Mortimer, his eyes, all 11 eyes get huge as the group of you come in, and the goggles with the two eye stalks with the goggles kind of lean forward, and he sort of rakes them across you all, and you feel that awful glare and that uncomfortable, like when someone's staring at you and you're like, ew, like it gives you the creeps, like that. And each one of your magic items flares and flashes. Manon, your Mace of Disruption, your chest armor, Hoots, your Ring of Spell Storing, your Helmet of the Guardian, all of your items flash momentarily. And, sorry guys, he yells, "Stop! No one leaves without leaving their stuff." Okay. And then, as an action, he anti-magic cones you guys again. So basically, the effect that it has is just as before. I'm not going to draw the cone again, but everything in this area, just the magic just falls off of it. Hoots, you realize if you try to cast a spell right now, it's just not going to work.
No, yeah, I'm
Right.
dosed. That's 90% of what I do.
But that's his turn. So, Kitty.
I look to the group and I plead with them to just leave their stuff. Just leave. Let's get the wand and get out.
Hell no. I am not leaving my stuff.
I'm not leaving my stuff
Okay.
either.
So what I do then is I hand the wand to Hoots. I make sure that Hoots gets it.
Okay, let's have your Constitution saving throw as you're doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of fumble and drop the wand, taking 5 points of lightning damage. And Hoots, the wand hits the ground as Kitty tries to hand it to you, but it's shocking her as she's doing it. Okay, so that was that wasn't really an action or anything, Kitty, so you
Okay,
haven't
good.
actually done anything.
Okay.
You're
You're
Assessing
just
the
running
Let's
with
go.
the wand in your head. Like, "Yeah!" It's just too much eventually, like holding a live wire.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. So he's assessing our stuff and he's yelling for us to keep it there, but he hasn't necessarily like put us in place. Like we're
No,
able
you're
to
not.
move.
You're not charmed or
Okay.
injured or.
Okay, perfect. I had some ideas if this was going to turn into a fight, but if that's the case, then I guess I drop it. But I look to Thrax and to Manon and just tell them like, we need to get out of here immediately. And they probably already can tell that, but I immediately go after I drop the wand and I run over to where Manon and Theobar is and trying to get out of the door.
Okay, so the rules are you can run by a companion
Mhm.
as long as you don't end up on the same square. So if you
Okay.
use your dash action and your action, you end up down that smooth, perfectly circular hallway. And
Mhm.
roll an insight check as you bolt down that hallway. Oh, beautiful. It's such a perfect tunnel. The same exact diameter as the Beholder.
He can chase after us.
Well, something made this perfect circle, and you don't know what.
Oh.
I'm a fire in Malaysia.
But you're already down so
Yeah.
you're 60 feet down.
I'm already
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so
All he has to do one turn.
you've kind of you're hauling ass and you're like, gosh, this is a perfect tunnel. Okay. Hoots.
Part of the deal. I go to pick up the wand
Okay.
and pop it. Like I don't wield it in my hand. I throw it in my bag.
Okay, so
Not
for
like both my hands.
the
up.
brief moment that you touch it, it's still in the anti-magic shell, in the anti-magic field, so there's no reaction. Actually, Kitty, you may put that. How many hit points was that? You took
had
last
time?
4. Was it 5? It
I
must
think
be
you took 5 hit
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
That would not have happened because the Beholder has the anti-magic
Oh,
field
perfect.
on. So I apologize. That didn't happen.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
I
put the
can't
5 hit
force-
points back.
Got it.
So Hoots, you still have your that's an interaction, just like interacting with an object. So you just pick it up and chuck it in your bag of holding, and you still have your action and your movement.
Against my better judgment and hearing his tone and everything, like stop, leave all your stuff and your belongings, has just drawn my attention to how much stuff. So I go forward, but at the same time making the acknowledgement of this is an accumulation of artifacts. How on earth are you able to obtain all of this? I'm just in an awe, and I go before Mortimer with praise.
Oh, I see. You're trying to charm him again,
I'm not trying to
or
charm
not
him.
trying to charm.
I'm
You're
just
trying to personality him.
personality him, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and roll a persuasion.
Just normal persuasion.
Yeah. He's it's on the verge of combat right now.
Okay, because I wanna to de-escalate this combat. Uh, Persuasion.
Nice.
Wow, really good.
Good job.
This is better though.
How?
Driders don't care for treasure. Interloping fools come, leave treasure. Either way, my treasure.
But of course, all these earnings must have took lifetime. I have not seen such relics while I was up in Eri.
I begin to still cater to his vast collection.
This looks like an observatory. Were you expecting visitors? I see that it's elegantly barricade. These items are very nice to look upon, but not to touch.
I feel like that's good stuff.
Good stuff.
Let's do
Get
a persuasion with advantage on that one.
All right. Persuasion with advantage. Not very well.
You feel like you're kind of capering to his and leaning into his ego about his possessions has been effective, and his guards sort of stop. And that being said, it doesn't necessarily change his idea that he wants your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he kind of gurgles happily and, glad you like it, but your helm will add to it. Okay, Manon.
I feel like I'm still kind of in that, but I want to like move Baobar down below my shield so
Okay.
that he's kind of like tucked under, kind of
Okay.
out of sight and not having to deal with any of that. Can I just take the ready action and see like how this is going down with Hoots? And if I need to
Okay.
run, we'll bolt out the
Okay,
door.
specifically,
kind of wait and
you
see how it's going.
Take the ready action. It looks like things are going bad. You're going to dash.
Yeah.
Okay. Thrax. Thrax was given specific instructions by Kitty to get the hell out of here and leave his stuff. I'm not sure he's willing to leave his axe. No, he's not. he's
Nice.
he's too attached to it. But for his action, Hoots,
And he's maxed out on the
Yeah.
dice.
he's gonna try to grab you. So he's gonna use 5 feet of his movement, reach out and grab you by the cape. So he's trying to grapple you. So we need either an opposed acrobatics or an opposed athletics.
Okay. I'm gonna do athletics opposed.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, that's with advantage.
Use the one on the left. Thrax is just too big and strong.
Yeah.
So he grabs you and then uses the rest of his movement to... Actually, he's moving at half speed because he's pulling you. So he just gets into the tunnel entrance, essentially, dragging you with him, moving at top speed. Okay. Baobar is tugging on your shoulders, Manon.
Okay. Can I make that action
Get
since
going!
everyone's running
Yep.
out?
So you see that now that so basically you can pass Hoots and Thrax if you want.
Yep.
Okay. So you kind of bolt past them. Mortimer was... See, it's going to be his turn. He was... what is he? He's got the yellow on him. Hang on a second. Just want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. He was 40 feet up. So he's going to drop down to 20 feet. And I'm going to say that Thrax is going to get advantage on his saving throw, whatever it ends up being, because of the angle. But Mortimer's going to fire one of his rays at you guys. Paralyzing ray. Yeah, that makes sense. So Thrax needs a Constitution saving throw with advantage. Okay. Come on, old orc boy.
Come on, get it, Thrax.
Yep. Hoots, you obviously the anti-magic shell or the anti-magic cone has dropped as Mortimer wants to now hit you with, and this ray from one of his eyes blasts towards Thrax and hits him like in the leg, and he staggers and like drags his shoulder against the wall, drops down to one knee, and then just kind of throws you down the hallway. His axe clangs on the curved ground. He kind of like, you see him kind of like struggle, his arms and shoulders straight shake, and then he just powers through it and gets up limping down the hallway after you guys.
Because he's a badass.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay. At that point, you hear the henchmen start to chase you, and you guys bolt the 60 or so feet down to the little drop off. And we're going to say that you're at the little drop off. What are you doing? So Kitty, you would have got there first, obviously.
Yeah, and at this point, we just need to run and get out of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I would motion to now. Is our rogue's powder still in effect?
It got deleted. Yeah.
I am going to. Oh, where is it at? Oh, do I not even have my rogue's powder anymore?
Everything that was magical, he wanted it. So.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. All right. We just need to bolt. There's no other option. We can't fight, and hopefully we don't run into a Drider. But I would like to take one of my do I have any more toxin? I have one more potion left, so I'm gonna down that, and then we're gonna.
Okay.
Chenille just takes the
Run.
one antitoxin we have left.
I don't have any. Mine's gone.
Actually,
Nobody has any.
Actually,
You're the only one that has it.
the
they probably got left.
Yeah, the antitoxin potion is not highly magical, so I figure like that would have lasted.
Oh, okay.
Like that would have stayed in your system.
Oh, okay. I thought
because yeah, that's more of a remedy than it is a magical thing. So
okay. I thought he got it because all the magic went off, so my toxin left. I thought that meant
so
it was
I would say
gone.
that the antitoxin would remain. So you still have advantage on poison saving throws. But
Does
you're
he
standing.
take that too?
You're
Did he
standing.
take my flying potions? Oh, sorry.
Those would have been all your potions. Otherwise, would have been deleted. Healing
Okay, sorry, I
potions.
can't even
Everybody,
use those.
your healing potions are done. Thrax's flying potion is gone. He basically smoked anything you had that was a potion. So,
Oh wait, so the potions are completely gone now.
yeah,
Oh, son of a.
I know.
Okay,
the
so then
holders are
yeah,
no
we're
joke.
just
So
We're just gonna
basically,
run.
you hear your friends running behind you.
Mhm.
There's a hole in the floor, and you can drop through the hole in the floor.
to get out to that main area, right?
Yeah, so you can either
that's
fall
what we're
30
doing.
feet and take
Mhm.
3d6 worth of damage, or you can climb.
I'm climbing. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to use my claws and climb
So
down.
you're climbing.
Yeah,
I don't
just
feel
like I
like
had gotten up.
you need a saving throw or anything. So that would be Kitty's turn. The next person to get there would be Hoots. I'm going to say that since Thrax threw you down the tunnel, you're just like your wings came out and you're just flying down the tunnel. And obviously, you can just fly down the hole and toward the ground if you want.
That
Okay.
is exactly.
So you just sort of tuck your wings in and you just down and then and use your
Exactly.
bonus action to kind of like hover down toward where Kitty's. You see she's climbing down quickly.
Yes.
All
Exactly.
right, Manon, you're ahead of Thrax. You look over your shoulder and you see him. His face is gritted, sweat dripping down. He's like, "Run!" And you come to the hole and you're like, "Uh-oh." Last time Thrax took a rope and sent you down. So the rope is still coiled there.
It's
Right.
3d6 though. You said.
Yeah, Thrax. I'll tell you what. Thrax like hands you the rope and like kicks you down the hole.
Okay.
And then he needs
That's a
to
very
make
Thrax thing to
a
do.
strength saving throw. And he sort of like you like start to fall only about 5 feet before he grabs you, and then the rope burns his hands as it slips
Aw.
through his big orc claws, and he takes 3 points. That's not a big deal for him.
No, yeah, he's good.
But he hand over hand lowers you to the ground, and then he just steps through and takes 10 points of falling damage. But he's like, "Look out, Hoots!" And at the last moment, you like flap out of the way, and Thrax is like right on the ground, and you guys are back on the other map. Okay, let's take a 5-minute bio break at this stage.
Perfect.
Okay,
Yes.
you guys want to do what you don't see before
Mhm.
Yes.
we continue?
Yes.
Okay. In the aftermath of Malgani's battle with you and Charmelaine and the others at the Circle of Stones, she must return to Lilith in the Dragonborn Isles in the archipelago to face judgment. She enters into Lilith's worship chamber, the large, expansive stone temple, shame across her face, her head held low. She submits herself to Lilith's judgment. Lilith is furious.
Mhm.
The
Damn right. You almost had her.
the unnamed, unknown silver dragon with a slightly deformed claw and arm steps forward, its face somehow vacant of the normal intelligence of dragons, but obedient nonetheless to Lilith. Lilith seems to consider the situation and renders her judgment. Malgani stretches forward her arm, laying it on the stairs. The dragon crawls forward slowly, leaning its face in. It inhales and breathes outward a frost from the depths of the ice elemental plane, all focused singularly on this one arm, solidifying the limb until it is solid and frozen. Malgani, her face twisted in agony, does not scream, but holds the dead limb with her eyes focused in pain and rage. Lilith steps forward with her staff and shatters her arm into 1,000 pieces of bloody bits. Malgani falls forward, unconscious. Dragonborn guard come forward and carry her away. The next day, Lilith summons Malgani back, and in the place of her destroyed limb is a magical arm, black and powered by steam and magic. And she is given the quest with her final chance to bring Manon home. And a blue dragon comes forward. Malgani mounts the dragon and, leading wyvern riders, sets to the air back to the last location. And that is what you did see. Okay. What are we doing?
What was the last location? I didn't hear you.
Yeah. So.
Poor Chenille. Okay. You have all kind of hit the ground, and I'm going to clear the turn order, and let's all of you just sort of roll initiative to get a sense of who's going when.
I know what I'm doing first thing.
All right, this makes sense because Thrax is like picking himself up off the ground.
That's terrible.
Okay, and we're going to leave Baobar out of this because, actually, let me do this here real quick.
Well, he's helping me see, isn't he? I'm assuming.
Maybe.
Oh.
We'll see what he decides to do here. Select an initiative.
Oh.
Yikes.
Okay.
So does
Counterintuitively.
Baobar get a dice?
Baobar is really kind of a non-combatant.
Ah, okay.
So,
Got it.
yeah. So Baobar hits the ground. Manon, imagine Thrax like lowered you to the ground, but you went down fast and you like hit the ground, like your legs working like shock absorbers. But Baobar like tumbled off of you and hit the ground. And then when Thrax hits the ground like in a big crunch, Baobar just bolts to the south. Like he just has a bit of a fear response and like hauls ass. Okay, Kitty.
Yeah. So Kitty is not too far behind Baobar. I think I can go 90 feet, right?
Let's see your feline thing again.
Yep.
Feline agility.
Yeah. Sorry.
There it is. Allow you burst speed when you move on your turn. You can double your speed until the end of your next. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you move 0 feet on one of your turns. So you've essentially been running. So you're down to 60 feet of movement. Well,
60 feet. Okay.
60 feet dash, bonus action dash. Yeah, you can still go 90 feet. Sorry, because you're a rogue. So
Yes, I am. So I'm gonna go the 90 feet, but as I'm running by, I'm gonna pick Baobar up and just like huck him underneath my arm. So
Okay.
that
just make a dexterity check as you kind of grab him.
Dexterity.
Okay. So what you have here is Baobar is like instinctively ducking and dodging, and so as you go to sweep him up, he jerks off to the right, and you're like, oof, and you just kind of whiff. But then he sort of sees that it's you, and he may let you next round. We'll see.
Okay.
Okay, Manon.
Well, I'm assuming I can't see now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can I like? Oh, gosh, dang it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use my action to do light.
You can just pull your mace out, right?
Oh yeah, I thought it. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll pull the mace out.
Yeah. All your magic's back to normal now, as long as you're not in the cone, except for the
Gotcha.
stuff. So you can see
Cool.
now, as your token can see on the thing. So you definitely know that Kitty went this direction.
Okay. Can I do? And I can do the dash action then too,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And go 60 feet. Okay.
Correct.
So I can't really see where.
I can move you.
Cool.
There you go.
Okay.
You
So-
essentially
Yeah.
catch up to Baobar.
Yay!
Okay. Hoots.
I am going to web up the hole that we left from.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
good job.
ensuring that that is blocked off, I look over to Thrax and I yell to him, to teleportation stones, quickly!
Right. So he is going to. I think he sees you webbing and webbing and webbing,
Mhm.
and then he kind of just grabs you by the shirt, and then since you're not really fighting against him, he's going to move, and then he's going to dash, and so he can go like the two of you will go like 40 feet together.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so like he gets you to right there, like, and then again he's gonna like chuck you in the air.
Okay.
So you're like, you guys have
Perfect.
kind of gotten this move down at this point.
I love it.
Okay, Baobar, I'm gonna have him just make a wisdom saving throw. No, this encounter has really stressed him out, and his eyes are wide with fear.
Oh.
And he knows which way you came, so he's just sort of bolting down the stairs there. Making hardly a sound, though. His little feet pattering.
Oh.
Okay. Kitty.
I continue to follow Baobar, but I can also go 90 feet. I'm just going to go my full 90 feet, which
Okay.
is... Oh, but it's a little further than I had on the map. 1 sec.
So how about right about to the corner of that thing. There you go.
Yeah, that's where we'll do that.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and move you there. There you go. You got
Thank
it.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you kind of blast by the little guy. Okay, Manon.
Yeah.
Same thing. I'm just gonna do 60
Okay,
feet.
So can you measure out 60 feet and I'll move you? Okay. Perfect.
Maybe a little
You
shorter than that, but
catch up to little Baobar again. Hoots.
I glide my full movement and take the action to dash.
Okay.
So that's 60 feet.
Yeah. So you want to measure it out, I'll move you.
Oh, sure. Turn order, linger.
Perfect.
A little bit hair shorter, but
Okay, so we got you and Thrax sort of. He would probably be a little bit quicker than you, but he's kind of bringing up the rear, so to speak. Okay, so you kind of see a flash of red light from that arched webbed area that you webbed up, and roll an Arcana.
for me, ooh, Arcana normal.
Okay. You look over your shoulder and you see the telltale signs. You're a good enough sorcerer to know the telltale signs of like a disintegration ray that is making short work of your webs. But you're putting on distance from the beholder, right? So he's not that fast. So I'm going to assume that everybody's doing the same thing
Yep.
as last time. So
Yep.
let me just kind of run through here. Kitty, Manon, you catch up to Kitty. Baobar kind of like, I feel like at this stage he would jump into probably Kitty's arms, Tabaxi, right? He like leaps up and then you grab him.
Come to mama.
You two, like Hoots and Thrax, are pounding along the ground, and at that stage, you kind of look back and you see a bright light coming from the bell, that brass bell that was hanging down. It begins to glow as Mortimer floats past it and underneath it, and he's laughing. You hear his gurgling laugh echoing through the chamber as the bell begins to glow brighter and brighter and brighter. The chamber reveals itself to be perhaps 600 feet as the light fills it, and you can see up above the stalactites and stalagmites, some of them wet, dripping into distant caverns and puddles, pools of water, and the entire thing coated with the webs of spiders and driders. You remember that scene from the Chamber of Secrets?
yeah.
As the bell glows brighter and brighter, it gongs. Gong! 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 And with Mortimer's laughing, filling the chamber, driders and spiders begin to scramble down their webs in pursuit of you guys. However, they are 600 feet behind. Okay?
Okay.
You are right here. Where would you like to go? We'll start with Baobar's not making any decisions, so we'll start with Kitty.
Yeah, we're gonna come back the way we came because we're going back to our shiny crystals so we can get out of here.
Okay. You bolt into the tunnel, and again, we're not going to go like turn by turn, but you guys kind of just, I imagine you're like running and you like look up over your shoulders and you see this activity in the web as at least a dozen driders and giant spiders and other creatures begin to drop down, landing one by one in this large space. And you all disappear into the tunnel to the west. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get on to the next map here real quick.
Ain't sticking around to find out.
No.
Okay. Stressful.
So stressful.
We'll go here. Then we'll go here. And then we'll go. Where are you guys? Mana. Bam. Hoots. Bam. Kitty. Bam.
Bam.
You guys see yourselves?
No.
At the bottom. Let's see. Corner right.
Oh, got it.
Okay. Thrax. All right. So we'll just keep the same turn order. Imagine you've run through the tunnel, and just to reiterate what it's like, there's a tunnel that leads down into a darkening slope. There are tunnels that shoot off every once in a while. There are large chambers. This is an entirely different realm. So you know the way back from whence you came, and you're running at a full tilt, all of you. You are being chased by the Driders. And they are at least equally matched speed with you until you come into this icy chamber. And the floors are kind of slippery and it's difficult terrain. So moment by moment, you can hear them kind of getting closer as you guys are kind of running. So they are
Nice.
they're now 15 rounds behind you guys. Okay, as you come stumbling into this chamber, which way do you go? Kitty.
We've been through here before, right? Pretty sure, guys.
I can't see anything, so.
Yeah, and then I think we need. That's right. Okay, I am having us go to the left, and we're going to drop down this cliff using. I don't have any rope. I'm gonna crawl down it. The team's gonna have to figure out what rope they have.
Okay, so
So-
Kitty, as you come
Yeah.
to this section, this is difficult terrain. And so you come to this section, the 20-foot slope down, you can climb it using your dash. So that takes your entire round.
Yeah.
And Hoots, obviously Hoots, you just fly down. It's
I'm
not
gonna-
difficult terrain for you.
Not difficult terrain, but I'm going to make it easier for the team. I'm going to cast Feather Fall on the remaining party so that way they can just jump,
Oh, perfect. Okay.
not take any damage.
Thanks, Hoots.
Okay.
Thanks, Hoots.
You're welcome.
Boom. So you explain that, and you take what might have been a disaster and turn it into a one-turn loss. So now they are 14 turns behind you. I want you to imagine the chittering insect-like legs beyond your vision down the tunnel, but you can hear them and that drow dark speech as they're on your tail. Okay, this is difficult terrain. As you travel through this area, Kitty, lead the way.
Okay. Then we're gonna go continue to the left,
Okay.
and we are going to.
Whoa, where'd you go, Kitty?
I'm sorry, I was in the group right here, right?
Yeah, there you are. Okay, so you're just going to move your full movement?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to say you guys are dashing, but because this is difficult terrain, your dash is only 30 feet. So you are now 13 turns ahead.
Guys, should we continue to go left? I don't remember.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Go left. We'll do the same thing. Go left though.
So
for 30 feet.
60, 90, 120. That's 4 turns. So you are now 9 turns ahead of the Drider.
Gosh.
You kind of have to go up this way and around to avoid that icy pit that you don't necessarily trust that it's safe to walk across.
Yep.
So that's 4 more turns. So now you can definitely hear the Driders around the corner as you enter into the chamber. Kitty, what do you do?
Immediately go over to the stone that we can utilize to get to the other side.
Okay, you can move that far, I think, on your turn.
I can. And
Okay, sorry.
nope, you're good.
I tried to move you at the same time you tried to move yourself.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry. It's just me at this point in front of it, so I am going to envision the place that I want to go. I'm going to keep my eyes open, and I am going to touch the image in the stone as soon as it appears to the place that we want to go. Am I missing something? Okay, Tiffany. Hoots, I mean.
I have to be there first in order to spend 7 spell slots. In order to put it on.
Okay. So I'm doing this in panic because obviously I'm scared and nervous, and then it's not working. Go.
Okay, Manon, you have the next initiative.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go down there with her.
Okay. I'll move you down there. So, and then Hoots, you sort of just fly. And I imagine like this is all icy and difficult terrain and all that stuff. And you can definitely hear the Driders getting closer and closer behind you. And the panic is starting to build. But you've just been staying with your friends, even though you could have flown ahead. Like you've been like hanging back, overcoming your fear. And you glide down, landing directly in front of the stone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you do?
Without a moment hesitation, not in a panic, straight faced, I go ahead and I channel all 7 spell slots, which I'll get rid of a 1/4
Okay.
and a 1/3 level spell,
Okay.
and reiterate the same direction to the teammates. We need to go back to the circle where Charlemagne, where the Whisper Mouse. That, don't know what the name is. The circle. I hoped I remembered. But one at a time, eyes closed. Remember that, everyone. And I envision that stone circle. I go and I close my eyes. I make sure that I'm the only one in front. I close my eyes and then I step through.
Okay, so Kitty, you kind of move off to the right. Manon, you kind of move off to the left. Hoots, roll an Arcana. Drax has remained like guarding the entrance. Okay, as you open the portal, the ripples fade. You see your reflection in the area behind your own reflection. You see the stone circle as it appears, the glade near the village, or the vigilant by the cliffs. And as you close your eyes to step through, you remember that it takes a minute for the ripples to stop after each person passes through.
Mm.
And the Driders are essentially 30 seconds behind.
Root. Lord. Instead of me going through, I usher Kitty first. Kitty, it's open for you. Go.
You don't have to tell me twice. I'm in front of it, eyes open. I'm envisioning the stone circle that we saw Charlotte.
No.
I said eyes open.
Eyes closed.
Eyes closed. My eyes are closed.
Kitty, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
fair.
no.
That's fair. No, I deserve that. I'm not even going to fight it.
Okay, you first bash your head off of the stone, and then you're like, you're just like rubbing your forehead. And then you remember eyes closed.
I don't have intelligence, guys. I hope you know. Like, I have a 1 in that department.
You hear the sound of the Driders intensifying, chittering, as they come closer and closer. And Kitty, you close your eyes and pass through the stone, leaving Manon and Hoot standing there watching the ripples not fading fast enough. Not fading fast enough. Not fading fast enough. You all look at each other. Chenille?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do me a favor?
Maybe.
Can you drop your headset and
oh my god, I hate this.
You can't hear. You hear Thrax shout down at you guys. Men on. And he
Yeah, Thrax.
has moved over here, his hand hovering above the hourglass. Tell Kitty and his last words are cut off as the ice towers, the walls of ice appear, cutting you off from the Driders.
I
I'm sorry. Shields. I mean, it's going great, Shields.
Yeah, Chanel, it's fine.
Perfect. It's perfect.
So he's stuck on the other side?
Affirmative.
He's stuck on the other side. Oh, I didn't think about it. Oh my god. Oh, my heart. My heart.
Okay. Sorry, you guys.
Did we just lose Thrax?
As the ice forms and the wall appears, you stand there dumbfounded for about 30 or 40 seconds as the sound was completely cut off. And then in the reflection of the 5-foot thick wall of ice, you see movement, a lot of movement, darkness. And then you're left standing there. What do you do?
I feel like I would go bang on the ice. Like I know it doesn't like change it.
You remember your experience of having banged on the ice before, and that it took over an hour for it to dissipate.
Yeah, but I feel like I'd lose my mind and
but
still be doing that.
Manon, you're certainly doing that, and you can't hear anything or see anything. Just opaque through the 5-foot thick ice. It's just an opaque image, but there's just a lot of movement over there. And then after a few minutes, the movement ceases, and one by one, the shadows that are reflecting from your light, you maybe see, like, you're pounding on the wall. You see something maybe pounding on the other side, but like a tap, like a hard insect.
Oh.
Leg of a spider tapping on the other side of the wall. Hoots, the mirror has become clear, and it would appear that somehow Baobar went with Kitty.
I was gonna say, where's Baobar?
Kitty, let's see here. Let me do.
I don't think she could hear.
Yeah, 1 second. Before you guys,
Okay.
Before we get her back, I just have to make sure we get onto the other map. Okay. Are you guys okay? Is there anything you want to say before we bring Chenille back?
I think now is a good time.
Okay. Okay, Kitty, you tumble through the mirror, and Baovar was under your cloak, and somehow he managed to come through with you. Perhaps it is his divine nature that allowed him to. But the two of you kind of fall onto the grass, and you're sort of leaning against the rock and like breathing heavily. You've just run probably 1.5 miles at top speed. And your heart is just pounding in your chest. You just feel like absolute like exhilaration and fear and terror. And then you look back and you see the ripples, and they're taking a long time to stop rippling. And you start to remember that it takes a minute for each person to go through, and that the Driders were very, very close behind. Not a minute. But eventually, which one of you would go through first? Hoots.
I feel like I would not go first. I feel like I would stay as long as I could.
But Hoots, would you let Manon stay, knowing what you know?
No, I do a whirlwind of sorts, and I'm gonna try and have Manon go first. Like, despite what was shown and what was seen, I still have to express to Manon, you need to hurry. Please go. You need to go. I can't keep it open for long. I need to be the last one out.
Okay, I feel like I would just step through then.
So Kitty, you're starting to go crazy on the other side of the stone. Like it's taking like longer than a minute, but you can't get back through and you can't see it. You just see that the stone looks like it's rippling through the fabric of space and time. And you and Baobar are just looking at it. And what would you be doing? I mean, it's taking a long time, like minutes and minutes and minutes.
Well, I know Baobar's probably like freaking out too, so I'm trying to like calm Baobar down while calming down myself and just like watching in anticipation to see like who's gonna come through next, and just hoping that my
All right.
friends were okay because I heard all of that noise before we left.
Let's have a wisdom saving throw. I feel like this is really appropriate that you, at that moment, take 12 points of stress.
Yeah.
Given everything you're going through. But even running for your life against the Dreaders, this is worse. Like not knowing what happened to your friends.
Mhm.
And then Manon tumbles through, finally, onto the grass with you.
Okay. I'm a little
And
relieved, but
Manon's face is stricken.
I feel like I wouldn't even say anything. I feel like I would just walk over to like this tree and just start like hitting it with my mace.
Okay, that makes sense. You take 4 points of stress damage, Manon. Kitty, you see this happen, and
well, my first instinct is I want to be able to go and console Manon, but I'm still really attentive to this glass, sheen on the other side because it's still kind of in and out and murky, and so I'm just gonna wait.
Okay, so somewhat confused, you and Baobar is just sort of holding your hand, and you're looking at Manon, you're looking back toward the rock, and then a minute later, Hoots comes through.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
As I come through, the murky glass and the sheen ebbs and fades. My demeanor doesn't change. I'm still looking down. I look up to Kitty with my big owl eyes. Without saying anything, the rock circle just turns to stone.
I think I look at Hoots kind of confused, and I start to get upset, and I say, like, don't close it. Why are you closing it? Stop it. Like, Thrax still needs to get through. Why? What are you doing?
Thrax isn't coming.
I kind of like am silent. I was like, what do you mean he's not coming? Are you not? Why are you not letting him through? Why isn't he here?
He stopped the Dryads, or the Driders, from reaching us by freezing himself behind the pane of glass by touching the hourglass. He helped us escape. He wanted to let you know that I think that was it.
We don't know.
I'm sorry, that was terrible. Cut. No.
That's all right. That's called gallows humor.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
The reason why we are here and we're not swarming with dryads is because he had touched the hourglass. The one in which had locked him behind previously when we were attempting the circle. He had effectively stopped the ambush, but there was nothing that we can do.
Manon, you have decimated this tree, basically bashing all of the bark off of it. The smiting end of your mace almost polished by the effort, but you finally collapse, exhausted, and just kind of into a pile. And you obviously hear what Hoots is saying, and
I feel like I just like wouldn't say anything. For
Kitty is pissed. She's on her knees wanting to cry, but she is furious. Like, she's furious that her lovable dumb guy would do that. And knew that was probably, he would only do that if he absolutely had to. And then because he's not around and she can't like bang on his chest for making such a in her mind like stupid decision but the right one to make, she immediately turns her attention to Hoots and just has this like searing glare on her face because she believes that if it wasn't for Hoots, she would have never like lost Thrax. And I think she gets up off her knees, walks over to Hoots and says, I hope you're happy. You got your wand. I was okay with losing everything to be able to get that back for you, but I did not want to lose him. And now he's gone. And you're the only one here I can blame for that. So good luck trying to accomplish anything else while I'm around. And then I leave it be and I walk over. And I don't walk over to Manon. I think I just walk over to like here to be alone because I'm so furious and pissed.
Wow.
Justifiably.
well, that's funny because I was gonna be pissed at Kitty because she was his last words, and so I was gonna hold some of that resentment. Like
what?
Do you hear that from Kitty? Like the outburst?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
now I'm already upset. I'm already mad because I'm like, she was the last person he thought of. Like obviously in your grief you're not like thinking rationally. So now I'm even like more pissed at Kitty.
So I want to give you guys freedom to describe what your character's feeling and thinking, and you don't have to role play it because none of us are professional actors. So you know what I mean? So like Tiffany, you've done an amazing job so far. But I feel like this is super tough. And so if you don't feel like you can express it through role playing, then if you need to like do what Katie just did. So like, it's almost as if all three of you have just walked away from each other. So Kitty's mad at Hoots. Manon's mad at Kitty. Hoots, what do you feel? You're just feeling grief.
That I'm believing Kitty because the right thing that Hoots would do is to like have forward thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the knowledge, I could have maged hand at like the right possible, like I'm having the doubts of like, this is really like on me and I could have done something. So I stand there like, I don't know how to process. Poor guy. But deep down, I'm feeling that, because he did this, maybe he's there on the other side. Like I start to have this like this pillowing of self-blame, like I could have done better, this is horrid, why did the sorcerer just let this slip, I'm supposed to be the support. And then I'm just like, as big of a lug that he is, it's not unkillable. Is he still there? Maybe he was just took captured. Like I start to have now visions of like positivity. Like I still think that there is hope, because if there is no proof behind it, like we can always revisit and see if he's there.
Well, he
So
doesn't
at
have
that
his
stage,
bracelet either.
Beobar sort of watches all this happen, and Kitty, when you kind of bark at Hoots and then you walk away in a fury, Beobar's head just kind of goes down, and then he walks up to you, Hoots, and he just like wraps
Oh,
his
good. I
arms
was
around your
hoping.
waist and puts his head on your hip and just
Oh,
sort of
like
stays
his
there.
older brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just sort of like, he's not really
Oh,
like doing anything other than just like hanging on like really tightly. And it is deep into the night, possibly just before dawn, and the sky is charged with energy, with the winds. There's a whipping of the wind, and in the distance you can hear a commotion and chaos.
Ugh.
And lightning strikes high in the sky when it's from like cloud to cloud, and you can't see anything until the citadel, the fortress of Alamir, is reflected in the light of the lightning strike nearby, and all of you at once realize it's hovering over the vigilant of the cliff, and there is a storm focused in that area. In your grief and in your turmoil, your personal loss, you didn't notice that, but now you realize that none of the Tabaxi warriors are here, nor is Charlemagne.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. In this uproar of a storm and wanting to have a moment, Oots gets upset just by what he sees of like, oh great, this reminder that I use up my energy to, let's see, I think I have it. It is going to be one of these spells. I'm going to use a bonus to kind of quell that nonsense and to provide like an ease in our direct vicinity. Like if the storm is whipping by and like hitting us and like threatening to like ruin our moment, Hoots manipulates the storm that's at least within our vicinity.
Okay.
And just kind of quell that to where it's just peace.
Okay.
I'm upset and I'm forwarding out my grief to say, honey, Storm, you better watch yourself. Like, chill. We're having a moment. Just boom, and creating this tranquil like grief.
Okay. So, in your immediate vicinity, the storm certainly begins to calm down, and the wind that was whipping and the raindrops in this area by the stones becomes very calm and peaceful. And but you do recognize that in the distance, the citadel, the flying fortress of Alamir, appears to be setting on the village, the vigilant village. But the three of you plus Beobar are standing in this circle of peace with the storm raging outside. And I kind of feel like we should probably stop here, because I kind of don't feel like you guys can necessarily process anymore.
Oh no.
either as characters or players. So, um,
I want that shirt back.
The crim snip is give it back. Give it back now.
I am really, really sorry. That was brutal. That was really tough.
Was
I don't know if I was describing how close the Driders were, or if you guys just didn't pick up on the process until the last minute.
I recognized the hourglass, and when I saw it, I was just like, oh shit. I could have cast Mage Hand at the very least, and it could have touched it, and we could have all like been here, but it would have been hard to convince, the big buffoon to stop, protecting that like edge right there. I would have had to say, "Get your butt over here," and he would have been like, "No, not if it means going, like leave first." And
well, it definitely happened really, really fast. So I don't feel like that's anything anyone can really blame themselves for. And it kind of hinged on that moment with Mortimer. And so from his point of view, if he can get the Driders to kill you guys, they just leave your stuff. Right. And then he sends his folks out to collect it. So
that's why I think there's hope. Like if he's just to go get, that at that very least, they wouldn't harm. Maybe it would have just been like a fun cat and mouse game of like, haha, you thought you could run. But that's why still like in my heart, I don't want to think negative. Like he wouldn't just fold over that big buffoon. I know my bigger brother.
But I don't know if they're going to take him because he's going to fight. That's the problem. Because we saw them take the other minor or lesser person and throw them into their slave dungeon, but I don't know if he's going to become like a new security guard for them or what. Probably not.
Either way, this has been very impactful. It hit and touched the feels, and I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm kind of like Chenille, I don't know if it was the right call or not to have you not hear it.
It probably was the right call. I think in your shoes, I would have done the same thing.
But under the circumstances, you went through first. That's the first time you went through first. You usually went through last. And so like under the circumstances, it felt like you wouldn't have experienced it. So
exactly. I like being able to play out in this way, in the way that like a real game player would in that perspective. So I think
did you have an oh sorry.
No, most of the time too, when we're doing these things, like we're kind of hearing in and stuff and knowing what's happening, but we're not supposed to know.
Yeah.
So in this case, I liked that a lot because then it was like a genuine reaction versus like.
Did you pick up on what was going on at all?
I just kept seeing Tiffany cry and then Katie not as much. And so I was like, well, Tiffany wouldn't cry for no reason. So something happened. And then I started to think through like, okay, why could she be crying? What's the possibility? And then I immediately thought, I was like, that dumb oaf did something.
I'm gonna work better on my emotions. I just wear it on my sleeve, and I just am very expressive and animated. So I give away like a lot of the secrets.
I do the same thing. I love you for that, and it's like
me too. That was
helped me with my emotion. Yeah,
it's one of the all-time best, like, genuine reactions ever. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I just kept waiting for you to say, just kidding, he's on your side. So I was like, it's fine. Like, he's going to say, just kidding. Like,
you'll have to listen back to it, Chenille, because Katie literally said, did we just lose Thrax?
Did we just lose Thrax? And I'm just like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny how like that's stupid, not stupid, it's not dumb, but like the hourglass has come back a couple times and I always thought it was a throwaway thing. You know what I mean? And it's always these small little things that I'm like, I should probably pay attention to that. And then later on it actually like it does matter. Gosh.
Okay. So I know this is super dampened because of the circumstances. But you guys have achieved a major milestone in the quest. Essentially,
Yeah,
you
okay.
beat
That's
the
true.
beholder. You didn't fight the beholder, but you beat him.
Oh, beat him. That's all it. Yeah, we
And
walked
you
away
got the
alive.
wand, which is a huge milestone. So I think it's safe to say, welcome to. What are you guys anyway?
Oh, I just thought of a good comeback for Kitty too. Dang
You
it.
guys
What?
are
What did you do? Yeah.
you guys
Oh,
are
for
8th
me, to
level.
me, or Kitty? Like, what would Kitty say?
What I would say to you after you're
Oh.
blowing up on Hoots,
Feel free. Go
I'd
for
be
it.
like,
Oh,
yeah, good luck.
let's hear the
Good luck
speech.
doing anything with none of your items. You have nothing. You're no help anyway.
Oh, I love this.
That's
I
what
love
I would
this
say.
drama. This is the part of the story where the characters have turned on each other,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like the stress has boiled over and like broken you guys. And yeah, it's phenomenal.
He's like, I love it.
Well, I love the way you're playing it. I
Well, like,
Yeah.
don't love that Thrax is gone. Let me be clear
how-
about that.
how like verbally, or I mean, we're not going to curse, but like, are we allowed to?
It's your game.
Okay.
It's your game. I'll go anywhere but violent, except violence towards kids
Deal. Okay.
and
This
sexual
is on
violence. Like,
YouTube, so it's like,
yeah,
is it
yeah,
kid
yeah.
rated?
it's
just
I always
private
click
channel?
no, not for kids.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Well,
'Cause that's a thing too. If it is getting recorded, you know,
Yes, yeah.
obscenities is probably the.
Well, I think Thrax threw out quite a few F bombs
yeah,
over the
it was
whole,
awesome. Yeah.
the whole story.
I think Kitty, in hearing that, because she's still like so angry, like more furious than
Yeah.
you've ever seen her, she would hear Manon say that and walk straight up to Manon and look at Manon.
It's
look at
about to go
Manon.
down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I look at Manon and be like, I was willing to give up everything for this group. What were you even willing to give up to save Thrax? And in that moment too, I think Kitty comes out with her claws and slaps Manon across the face.
I definitely don't want to do like attack rolls and stuff.
Okay.
Because I
Okay.
feel like that just happened. So
Yeah.
Well, could I just cast web on both of them?
do you have any spell slots left?
Fighting!
Do you have any spell slots left?
Yes, I actually have 2 of the 3
Okay.
spell slots. Or I have 2 of the level 2 spell slots. I am down to 1 third level, and then that's pretty much it.
All right, let's do this. Let's roll initiative. This is one of the time. This is a time-honored D&D tradition. Wait a second. Would you roll a 28, Kitty, with a nat 20? Okay, I'm going to put that nat 20 in there, Kitty. Just re-roll it.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll make it a 28, whatever happens. Holy smokes! Okay.
It's going down.
All right, so this actually makes perfect sense, right? So, Kitty, you walk up to Manon, and I wasn't going to do this, but you walk up to Manon, make an attack roll with advantage because she just didn't expect you to physically hit her. So it's your unarmed attack, your claws, right?
Yep.
Because that's all she has.
That's all she has. So that's a 26. So roll your claw damage plus sneak attack. Yeah. So Manon, you take 14 points of slashing damage as she like ripped you across the face. Manon, you already had your mace in your hand, so you're like, ooh. And then it's Hoots' turn. Now you both have to make a
so much.
dexterity saving throw. As Hoots comes around the corner, you would have to move like right here, Hoots.
Mhm.
Hang on a second here. Did I have web already? Yeah, so kashpoink.
Stop fighting! I web both of them.
All right, so both of you have to make a DC 16. What is it? A dexterity saving throw? Yeah.
Wait, did I get that vial from him before we left? 'Cause
No,
that
no,
was
he
a
didn't
fun-
actually. He just
He
showed
just
it to
showed
you.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
just checking. Just
Yeah.
making
You sure did it.
normal dexterity.
Oh, dang. Guess it doesn't matter.
You are trapped. Kitty, you basically sensed danger and moved away out of the web. Okay, Manon, you're trapped in the web.
Well, I'm gonna yell at her. Oh, and you're all of a sudden a team player? You shady cat!
Okay.
Ooh, shady P word. And then, yeah.
Yeah. Shady beep.
Oh my god. You can make a strength saving throw to try to break free from the webs as your action, Manon.
Oh, strength saving throw.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Or it says a strength check.
Yeah.
So it could be a saving throw. Yeah, or just a straight strength.
Well, I did that. It's a 13.
13.
Right?
You are like, you're moving through the webs. And did you roll? Did it come through?
Well,
I don't see it yet.
oh, your connection has been interrupted.
Oh, okay. But you said you got a 13.
Yeah. Well, that's what it says in the chat.
Okay.
So.
Does anybody else see Manon's roll?
I don't see the roll.
No, I
Okay.
don't see.
It'll
the-
probably come through in a second. Anyway, you're trying to struggle through the webs, but you're just most of it just kind of hit you, which you feel is incredibly unfair, given that you weren't the aggressor in that,
I know. Now I'm pissed.
other than verbally. Okay, Kitty,
Okay. Did it show up now?
there it is.
Okay. Cool.
Kitty does her acrobatics out of the web and can't help but chuckle to herself as she hears Manon, sling the insult, but she looks back at Manon and goes, "Oh, what an original idea for Manon. As usual, sitting there doing nothing."
Hoots, get this web off of me.
Kitty, I'm starting to think you should have gone with Boots.
Yeah.
You could have lived happily ever after. Okay. Manon? Take 4 points of psychic damage as someone who is becoming your best friend just said something incredibly hurtful to you. Okay, Hoops, you're up.
I am going to let's see. I'm gonna use my movement just to stand, closer, but like in Kitty's view, but like try to be between Manon, but not in the web. And I am going to cast Minor Illusion to replicate a pretty nasty, mean, identical self of Kitty right beside me. And I go, "Kitty, this is what you look like right now. Would you stop being so mean? Please,
Sound like a
we're
snarl
all
too.
in grieving, but this is not becoming of you." And you just see like this doodle form of like a like a very mean Kitty, but absolutely not Kitty. Well, depending on the intelligence roll. So can Kitty make out whether or not it is a
Yeah, make an
Maybe an
intelligence
article
saving
or-
throw, Kitty.
It's not high.
It looks like just bear with me for just 1 second, you guys.
great.
Just 1 second. Sorry, this is too good to pass up. Hang on. Where to go? Okay, there it is. Okay, so right where you were standing there, Kitty.
That's good. That's really good.
Disappears. This is what you look like, Kitty. You can take 8 points of psychic damage, Kitty.
This is great. This
So good.
is a beautiful way to process.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
this is super healthy.
So healthy. War is handing on in the background, and we're just like,
Yeah, it's just like, oh Lord.
I can't even look at it. You said it as if you drew it.
That's exactly it. It's just a very mean kitty. Just
Okay, man, on you also make an intelligence saving throw. As you see this ridiculous version of Kitty. And I would like to offer you guys an off ramp right now,
okay.
which is that you see this thing that Hoots has summoned, and you all just essentially had the same reaction. Your characters just had the same reaction that you did, which is to just start laughing.
Yeah,
And you all laugh until you're exhausted.
I love it. Let's do that.
if everyone agrees to that.
Yeah, but I did want to know what you just got saved from, Kitty, because when angered, you radiate menace, and that was coming full force. But I am now not angry. I am sad. I'm just sad.
Yeah. I feel like we all laughed to like rolling on the floor, but then we're like still just kind of stricken with the sadness afterwards. I agree with Mammon.
Yeah.
After maybe a solid minute and a half of laughing, you all begin to weep and just cry as hard as you laughed. And kind of one by one, Beobar comes over and just holds his arms up.
Oh.
And he, even if you won't hug each other, he hugs each one of you. You lift him up and hug him, and then he climbs down and goes to the next person.
Cute little baby bee. I feel like to really envision it though, like I have to maybe see a photo.
I was gonna just say that.
To really feel the genuine expression of Beobar, there may need to be a copy photo.
I feel like you guys have been through a lot. So
Thank you.
It's really tiny.
There we go.
Oh,
Yay!
Baby.
I will gladly take a hug from this.
So
yeah.
Eventually you all end up sort of around him and more or less still processing your grief.
Yeah.
Kitty, one thing, your dice are still with you.
Oh, okay. Glad you said that. I got rid of all my potions. Is my bag of abundance gone?
Yeah,
My magical
everything
quiver's gone.
except the dice and the dagger.
I knew she'd get to keep that stupid thing.
I can't. I had to keep the dagger.
It's cursed, so it stays with you.
Oh, wait, she doesn't want the dagger?
Well, that's up to her.
Yeah. Okay. So my bag of holding is gone, and everything that was in it. And then
Is that all of our coins and stuff?
No, the
Your
bag of holding
treasury?
you got to keep,
oh, I did.
and
Okay.
anything that was in it.
Perfect. Okay. Except for the banshee head, I took that out.
Yeah, you took that out. So what you've lost is the short bow, the short sword, the quiver of abundance.
Mhm.
And
the
actually the
bits of
bracelet of
quiver.
sending is a very minor magic item, so that is still there.
Okay.
Okay. But possibly you start to realize that maybe one of the reasons that Mortimer was so angry was that the dagger just disappeared off of the table
Mm,
once you left. So
fair.
Yeah,
Oh.
he may be. But also, he wanted everybody else's magic items as soon as he saw them. So,
Good point.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I feel like it's 9:15. Do you guys want to just like leave it alone, or how do you want to approach
Yeah.
this? I feel like that was
I feel like
super
that's a
healthy.
good ending.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
funny.
that was super
That
healthy
was a lot of
processing.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
is it?
make up camp here or something, to do a long rest camp here.
Okay. We'll do this again next time. But I feel like there needs to be one more what you didn't see to kind of set the stage here,
Mm-hmm.
which is that after you fled from Aerie, the Alamir soldiers gathered all the Owlin peacefully in the main square where you had met with Cersei Dustfeathers. And everything seems peaceful, and the population of Aerie appears to be accepting Alamir's rule until all of the young Owlin are separated from their parents and taken to the Citadel. And then there is a bit of an uprising that is quickly and brutally put down by Alamir's soldiers. Cersei herself tries to resist, but is subdued and grappled and taken to the Citadel. Deep inside, through endless corridors, she is taken. She has been told that she will be reunited with Archimedes, but she is thrown into a cell. And within the very cell, the crystal form of a place of power stone, and within its glassy surface, held still in stasis, Uncle Archimedes is perfectly preserved.
Oh,
Alamir has kept his word.
wow.
He sends troops out to find the missing Owlin, one Hoots McAllister. And we'll do that again next time, so you guys have that information.
Mm-hmm.
But under threat of harm, the young ones are led down to the Orb of Storms, the crackling sphere of glass and thunder, and the children's eyes become glazed as they stare at the orb, and their collective magic gives Alamir the ability to guide and control the Citadel. And using that power, he directs the Citadel to the Vigilant by the Cliffs and unleashes the power of storms, attacking the village. There you go. Okay.
Okay.
That's quite enough to be thinking about. Anyway, in the fight amongst the characters, you may not have quite heard that you guys are now 8th level for having succeeded on that
Pip.
rather large Tiffany, what's the word I'm looking for?
Milestone?
Milestone. That word and my brain do not get along. But anyway, yeah. So as a milestone, you did defeat the Beholder. You did get the wand, and that's a lot. So yeah. So you'll be 8th level next time.
Okay.
Which means,
Ooh.
for Hoots and for Manon, at 8th level, you get the ability score improvement feature, so you can either raise one of your ability scores by 2 points, 2 by 1,
Ooh.
or you can take another feat. So the feats are in the player's handbook. And also you get I think both of you end up with an extra spell slot. And then Kitty needs to choose. Yeah. Kitty needs to choose whether she'll be a 5th level rogue or a 4th level ranger.
Okay.
So 5th level rogue gets that extra sneak attack damage dice.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to plan on anyway. Just put me as a 5th level rogue.
Okay.
I'll do that.
And you get the uncanny dodge feature, which is
Perfect. Yes,
amazing.
I want that.
Okay. All right. Well, assuming Katie will ever speak to me again,
Seriously. See if we show up next week.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here by myself.
We just go on strike.
Just go check.
You narrate a way for him to come back.
Bring back Thrax.
We just
bring back
Thrax.
Bring back Thrax.
We just check in and we're like, "Hey, is Thrax back?" And you're like, "Nope." Then we sign off.
Yeah, that's right.
Just sign off.
Don't even say bye. It's just
Try
like
again next week.
okay.
Hey,
So
again. Hope everything's good. Is Thrax back? No.
bye. When is our next session?
I can do next Monday if you guys can.
Same.
I think I can too.
Okay.
So
Good.
Yeah, we can't do this without our big lug. I mean, we'll find a way, but we really can't.
Yeah. So that's going to be one of the things that you guys are now going to have to like decide. Like, are you going to put aside the main storyline to try to research that and find out what's going on, or what? So it's definitely a Sophie's Choice type of thing.
Yeah.
Which I obviously,
Yeah.
you guys probably haven't seen that movie.
Well, I haven't seen it, but I've heard it enough times where I looked it up, and now I know what it means.
Okay.
It's
It's
the
awful.
impossible choice. It's so bad.
Which one of these kids do you want to die?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was super stressful.
It was draining. It was
Yeah. I feel pretty.
Yeah.
I don't even think I'm going to try to go to sleep till midnight.
Yeah.
So here we can just do this real quick.
Yay.
oh, yay.
Baby B. Yeah, anytime we get all like antsy or angsty, we're like,
I feel like, oh
This is
god.
also a big impact on the DM too. Like in order to make that call and to continue on the story. So I
Yeah.
empathize with you, my big guy.
Well, so keeping in mind that Thrax is not my character,
Mhm.
right? He's an NPC. Like he's part of the background. He's just a big part of the background. That being said, his impact was definitely reflected in the way you guys reacted. Like it sucked when D Whispermouse got killed, but this was different.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
very, very different. So
it goes.
I definitely appreciate the reaction, and yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
It's understandable. I mean, it's good for us to experience this. I was telling Katie the other night, I was like, what's funny is that, when we played that Mercy
The Western.
and the Western, I was like, there's times where it was easy for me to decide, just like NPC kick off, like
Yeah, with Sam. Yeah.
sacrifice,
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
Like, I was telling her, I was like, I don't think I could ever do that to Thrax. There's no way.
Yeah. I don't know why. I honestly, the moment that you booted Sam LeBlanc off of the flying carpet, I was frankly baffled. I was like, wow. I knew she was merciless, but she is really merciless. And that was epic moment. This was equally as epic because like Kitty doesn't give an F, or she tries to make everybody believe she doesn't. And clearly she does. And so for Kitty not only to like walk away from Boots just a couple of episodes ago and like set that aside to stay with Hoots and to try to see this through, but then to like be hurt so badly by the loss of a friend, that was well played. And Hoots, I mean, Tiffany, wow, just I'm speechless.
Yeah.
So
For feeling feelings.
yeah.
for having the feels, it's bad.
You guys made me feel my feelings. I'm not okay.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, Manon. That was tough because he's been with you longest of all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. We got a really fun tussle out of it. So
You guys did.
Yeah.
You guys did.
Thanks for letting us play that out.
No, I was,
yeah, that was fun.
I was definitely in awe of that also. So, okay, I'm going to stop the recording.
Okay.